first in the European Championship in Hasselt at the end of October against a man who is by far from as short of a place in the European Championship. Raymond van Barneveld simply has to get to the final in this, his solitary European Tour event of 2016. Otherwise, he will not be involved. But what a September it has been for James Wilson, a semi-finalist in the International Darts Open in Riesa a couple of weeks ago, and through to the final day of competition here after a 6-3 win over Ian White, the number 3 seed yesterday. This, Paul Nicholson, will be a very tall order for Raymond van Barneveld, the 5-time champion of the world.
It's a difficult game at any time with James Wilson because he's got a lot in his locker. But at the moment, the confidence that he has, he's so ready for this. And he just exudes a bit of happiness up there. And he's obviously enjoying his darts at the moment. And why not? He's making some money, he's making some ranking points. He's doing some damage.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. First leg is James to throw first. Game on!
So Wilson getting things underway, coming through yesterday, beating Ian White 6-3. Strange match, actually. White raced into a 3-0 lead in that one, but White hit back, landing a finish of 170 as well in leg 6 to level the match at 3-3 before Wilson then kicked on again with another 3-leg burst. But what about Barney? What a truly astonishing match that was against Simon Whitlock. It really was something special. The check out on 1-4-1 to steal it in the decider. As I said, one of the moments for me on the European Tour in recent years.
Yeah, I think so too. It was just everything that culminated into that leg. I mean, Simon Whitlock leaving himself a double, Barney basically on the brink. And in James Wilson's game yesterday, we saw 170 checkout from Ian White against him, but that was dwarfed by a lesser checkout, which in my opinion was probably a harder checkout.
And let's not forget, Whitlock missed a shot at double 7 for the match in the previous leg, but then with Whitlock sat on 32, as you say, it was absolute balls of steel time for Raymond van Barneveld. It really was.
Well, if you're going to have a dramatic match, you've got to have missed darts at doubles. You can't just have the best match ever and the first match dart gets hit. It's just not the way it works. You've got to have some misses and some missed opportunities within the match to just build the tension. And we did build up the Whitlock-Barneveld game yesterday a lot, rightly so, and it didn't fail to deliver. And the only person who was feeling sick after that, well, actually, I'll retract that because everybody's feeling a little bit dizzy after it because it was that good. But Whitlock would have been sick. He did everything right. And fair play to him. He's put himself in positions this season, and sometimes he just gets kicked in the stomach. A bit like yesterday against Barneveld.
Yeah, Wilson 117 here for the first leg, 57 away, so tops for a hold of throw. And there it is.
There it is indeed. Something we have to take into consideration here, Rob, is the fact that Raymond van Barneveld is now playing. He's played on Thursday, on Friday, Saturday. This is his 4th consecutive day, and you might say, yeah, but he only played one game yesterday. He only played one game on Friday. Well, he played a lot of darts on Thursday when he was trying to qualify for this event and for Hildesheim for next month. And Barney has made it known over the course of the last 12 months that it's getting harder for him to play week in, week out. He's having to be more selective to try and peak for certain times of the season. And people behind the scenes have said that this is very, very difficult for Raymond today. He's got this agenda. He has to get to the final to make Hasselt. If he does it, I think we should all go up to him and shake his hand and say, you know what, well done, mate.
Yeah, you deserve that. And we talked about it yesterday, this when you do have a very clearly defined objective, it can focus you. I mean, he's still got a lot of work to do here. The winner of this, by the way, will face Benito van der Pas, who saw off Joe Mernon a few moments ago.
Well, Barney knows all about being up against the fence and having to fight back. He's done it in Premier Leagues. He's done it in matches. I remember a game he had against Ronnie Baxter at the Worlds one time. We had to pluck it from the realms of obscurity, but there's nothing wrong with that. Van Barneveld's here to play on throw right now. A beautiful leg of 11 darts there from RBB.
Yeah, it's delivering so far this one. A 117 checkout for Wilson, a 100 checkout for Barney. I think Wilson will be, whether relieved is the right word, but slightly different agenda for him today because he's had two very late matches. The first round game against Evan Peterson, which he won 6-3, was the final match of the session, the final match of the day on Friday. And then he was in a late night tussle with Ian White last night as well. So an earlier start for Wilson today.
I'll tell you what, he won't mind playing late tonight.
Well, yeah, he'll want to be involved right at the death this evening. Who knows? He could well be if he continues to chuck in darts like that.
He's a heavy scorer when he gets going, James Wilson. Yeah, this is boiling up rather nicely. On throw, people are being very strong. James Wilson first leg, 117. Check out, as you said, Rob. 11 darter from Barney to reply, and look at what James Wilson's doing on his throw. He's bossing it.
Yeah, his finishing has been eye-catching this weekend. It was a 60% strike rate on doubles against Ian White. There was a 120 checkout against Peterson that actually wrapped up the match on Friday as well. And what about this? Barney responding in kind. But Wilson on 124, you wouldn't put it past him right now.
Well, this is James Wilson's kind of game. He likes to be in a scrap. A really good quality scrap.
Yeah, 18s would have left the bullseye, but he found the treble 4 instead. Now then, Barney, 141 yesterday, 143 here, perhaps. Who knows? No. Not
on this occasion. But we wouldn't put it past him at another 65 point in this game. And James Wilson hasn't hit the 72 yet. 72. Van Barneveld has now left 78 by hitting that 25. Could potentially get a shot at tops if, and only if, James Wilson misses tops. Doesn't know. Doubles in this match have been clinical.
Fourth leg Raymond to throw first.
Absolutely. Nothing wrong with James Wilson's approach to this game and the way he's played so far. Mentioned it had been a good September for Wilson. It's been a pretty good August as well. Let's not forget he had a run to the semi-finals in back-to-back Players' Championship events at the start of last month. It's up $6 grand over the course of those two events. Plenty of prize money in Europe as well, as we've seen. This would take his tally, well, he's guaranteed 2,000 here this weekend, so that would take his tally to 10,000 for European Tour events this year.
Well, you've got to think James Wilson's already looking forward to his first PDC World Championship. He's obviously played at Lakeside earlier in his career. Didn't have the success at Lakeside that he wanted, but chose to make the switch. Signed with a management company. He's comfortable with them. They're promoting him properly. And he's got his first PDC World Championships at Ali Pali to look forward to. And you've got no idea what that does for your game. It makes you so motivated to practice in the months leading up to it. You've taken the pressure off. You don't have to worry about qualification later in the year, the October, November madness. So now he can just get on with things and play the darts that he wants to play. And as an unseeded player going into this tournament in December, I would not want to draw him the first round.
You certainly wouldn't want to. Yeah, he signed up for qualifying school the day after he was knocked out of the 2015 BDO World Championship and made it through on the third of the 4 qualifying days when he beat Nathan Aspinall 5-2 in the final round. Had a crack at the 2015 UK Open as well. Made the last 32 there also. Lost to Kyle Anderson as he did this time around as well.
146 for Barney. Ooh, that would have left 32.
98.
Now, we're looking at 112
for a break of throw and a 3-1 lead. But Barney is resilient.
60-12 and tops it would have been. Yeah.
92 remaining then.
That was awkward, that first dart, because his darts are very straight. They don't bend
44.
In any way, just to leave a little bit extra room. He had to go around the first dart. 216s for Barney. Still okay. It's very okay. RVB is back in this game. 2-2. 4 holes of throw. And it's looking like one of those games, if it keeps progressing this way, one break could be enough to see you over the line. Will there be a twist in the tail?
I suspect we'll have maybe more than one, and Wilson might rattle in another 180 here. He's really enjoying himself, isn't he? He's not phased in the slightest about facing the 5-time champion of the world, but Barney looking to hit back here.
There's a lot of players who come through the ranks and they look at the history of Barneveld over the last 20 years, and it, justifiably so, sometimes you can get nervous saying, wow, I'm playing Raymond van Barneveld, but James Wilson is the kind of guy who says, well, if I'm playing jockey from the pub, or if I'm playing Phil Taylor or Raymond van Barneveld, I'm going to play exactly the same way. I'm going to enjoy it, but I'm going to be focused while I do it. But Barneveld is attacking the James Wilson throw. One slip from James Wilson here could result in Barney pouncing.
Absolutely. It's just warming up nicely, this one, isn't it? But Wilson hitting back here. He's down to 81.
What's he going to leave? He's going to stay there. That's a great dot. That's a handy shot to have. Single 20, double 18 probably, or treble 20 for double 8. Only if James Wilson misses this. 16 and bullet will be now. Didn't get greedy. Now it's the bull, the hold. Oh yeah! Oh. Doesn't even celebrate. Just give it a stare down as if to say, there's no way I wasn't going to hit you, buddy.
Yeah, he does that time and time again, James Wilson, when he takes out something pretty special, as he did there with the bullseye finish on an 81 checkout. He will just momentarily pause and glare at the board.
Yeah, I've mentioned yesterday when he was playing Ian White that I think the biggest celebration we've seen so far from him is, yep. And that's just the kind of guy he is.
34.
He's a very infectious guy to be around, but when he's on that stage, he turns into someone else. He's completely focused, keeps his mouth shut, gets on with the job. Look at those averages.
5 and a bit legs. 112 plays 113. Van Gerwen was averaging 118 after 4 legs against Webster yesterday. This is not too far away, and Wilson's doing his average the world of good here.
174.
My word, this is on the Barneveld throw as well, so that will feel like even more. Barney has to respond, but Barney does respond. Barney often does.
This is, in boxing terms, a dust-up. This really is blow for blow, attacking each other's throw. This is a brilliant game of modern-day darts. Absolutely battering that 60.
That's a really good lead by Wilson as well, because Barney will not be finishing here. And all Barney can do is just hope that Wilson fluffs his lines here.
Biggest visit of the match so far, Rob. Absolutely by a mile, because here we go. 70, he's going for treble 18. He's going to have 2 darts to break Barney's throat.
Double 4.
Oh, it was a huge visit, and he didn't take advantage, but now that setup from Raymond van Barneveld was genius, because he's got 3 darts at double 12. Only needs 1. Great 13 dart leg, but that could have been a huge break for Wilson. Got to put it to the back of his mind now. Got to defend your own throw again.
Yeah, 2 missed darts at doubles for James Wilson for a 4-2 lead. It's stared, it's 3 apiece, and on we go. And on the evidence of what we've seen so far, it could well be another 11-leg encounter for Barney to contend with. I think he'd take that right now, to be honest.
I think he would. I mean, he came off stage yesterday after the Whitlock match saying, how hot is it on the stage? Well, it's got to be more comfortable for him today. It takes less energy out of you when you're in a big dust-up like this. I mean, he's already had one with Whitlock.
Well,
11-leg matches.
And also, he didn't have things all his own way against Scott Dale either.
No.
In his first round match, 6-3. Just that one break of throw to go 5-3 up, and that ultimately proved decisive. But, you know, that was 3 apiece after 6 legs as well. So, to some extent, he was made to work pretty hard in that one also. Harder than he thought he would be.
Yeah, I think so. And what Barney's got to be used to now is the fact that he is one of those players that when you have kids putting posters on their wall of dart players, he's one of the mainstays, and you got kids saying, I want to beat you someday. And Scott Dale probably had a picture of Barneveld on his mobile phone or something when he was growing up. Well, he had his opportunity, and they're not scared of the big guys. They're really not. They want to take you out. They want to write their own story. Raymond's got to be used to that now. And James Wilson, I'm not sure how many times they've played each other in the past. I don't think it's too many. But
I couldn't find any previous encounters.
They may have played each other in exhibitions. That's probably all it has been. But he'll want to get a choke up against Barney before he decides to put his darts away.
140.
Wilson down to 1-2-1. He's already taken out 117, 72, 81 on the ball.
59.
His finishing
James
once again has been
121.
certainly almost exemplary today, as it was to a degree yesterday as well.
He'll want to lay this up really nice. Can leave double 12.
52.
Only leaves 69, so there's a little smidgen of an opportunity here for Raymond van Barneveld. Conventional route is 60. That would have left him an option for 60 and double 11. But now, it's a perfect leave. The pressure on the 69 now. All of a sudden, James Wilson is having these two darters, and he's got pressure on them. If he misses, Barneveld ready to pounce. Only 21 scored with the first dart. Leaves 48. Would he leave tops or 16s? It's going to be tops.
29.
So Barney ready to pounce indeed.
Yeah, he finished on tops earlier on in this match, but it let him down there. And now Barney, 3 darts in hand for a break of throw and a big potential turning point in this one. And Barney in the 7th leg does find that all-important elusive break. The question is, can he back it up?
Well, a break is as good if you only hold your throw, sorry. Oh my God. Proving the point. The fairy tale is still alive. The man who can play it to death, Raymond van Barneveld. He did look very focused on the walk-on, didn't he? It's old school Barney, got the eyes going, staring people down.
Surely Barney, a 9-darter. No, it's not there, is it?
Nope.
No.
He'll take that. Hold here, and he's 5-3 up against a very good opponent.
Yeah, dangerous opponents. The qualifier with plenty of pedigree, especially on the European Tour now.
When you think about who James Wilson took out in qualifying, he beat Kyle Anderson, who has been absolutely sensational recently.
105.
Yeah, came through the qualifying campaign at the start of August. He also overcame Chris Quantuck without losing losing a leg. Anderson was seeded 8 in qualifying as well, but dropped only 3 legs against him. Anyway, Barney 76 for a 5-3 lead. One more of those, or which way is he going to go? 56 remaining. He's just having a think.
Changed his mind.
I thought he was going to go 20 double 18, but here we go for tops.
56.
Ooh, he's a good inch below the wire as well, but Wilson stranded out at sea on 244.
That's interesting, isn't it? Because he always goes single 20, double 18.
Just
likes to stay at the top.
Yeah.
Maybe he just didn't want to deflect into the 60 and bust it, just in case. But he's got time to play with you. Hasn't been put under pressure. No pressure.
It absolutely tells.
James to throw first. Game on.
Okay, James, you need to hold here, break, and then hold again. Simple as that.
Sounds easy. Only playing Raymond van Barneveld on a big stage in Germany.
The dream is still alive for Barney.
And then it will be possibly the turn of Benito van der Pas to try and break the Barney Army's heart. And that, as far as a 3-leg spell is concerned, that's pretty tasty. That's an average of 14 darts over 3 legs, averaging around 108. And stick that, well, there we go, there's the proof, 108 average. Who's to say Barneveld can't win this tournament?
Well, whoever comes through this particular match, it promises to be a brilliant lineup in the quarterfinals. Michael van Gerwen, the world #1, looking for a 6th European Tour title this year, up against Gerwin Price. Stephen Bunting against Kim Huybrechts, back against Kim right now either. Peter Wright against James Wade, a Premier League encounter, and potentially an all-Dutch affair between Barney and Van der Pas, but Wilson still fighting here.
60.
Van Barneveld seriously wants to get rid of this game in this leg because he wants as least stress as possible.
It's a long day, it's a marathon.
It is.
4 matches if you want to be involved at the end. Quarterfinals, semi-finals and final from 7 o'clock tonight. Won't be too many spare seats in the house for this one.
Certainly won't. And Barneveld wants rid of this 1-2-1 right now. He knows that if he gets a shot of the ball, he has to go for it. This is to stop the charge of James Wilson right away. It's going to be 11 in Bull to keep the dream alive. It's double 14 for Raymond van Barneveld, and he's gone next door.
111.
Well, he's down to double 5.
62.
But will he get the opportunity? Wilson's finishing this weekend has been pretty much spot on. Treble 6. Leaves 44. Double 16. And it's
46.
inside the wire by a centimetre or so. It's enough for Barney because he has 3 darts in his hand for a place in the quarter-finals and a 6-3 win. He only needs the one. And Raymond van Barneveld's quest to make it to the European Championship in Belgium at the end of October continues here. He still has plenty to do. He'll face Benito van der Pas in the quarter-finals tonight, but it's another significant step in the right direction. Barney is back. He'll be back this evening. James Wilson can hold his head high once again. It's another very creditable performance on the European Tour stage from him. We should see him in Hasselt at the end of next month. Quick word with Barney, with Elmar Polka right now. Join us from 7 o'clock for the quarter-finals. Michael van Gerwen on stage first against Gerwin Price, and then the semi-finals and the final to follow as well. Keep it here on the European Tour.
67% on the checkouts.
108 average and you're still going to lose, you know. It doesn't matter what the average is. The averages are only important if you win a game, you know. Then you look at the averages, oh wow, 108 or 102, 103. But if you lose, like last year against Joe Cullen with 111 average and 8 maximums, I won only 2 legs. So I keep focused, you know. He played awesome. James played magnificent, you know. I never ever could hold the game, and on 3-all, you know, couple of boos in the crowd, that's unfortunately, but yeah, that's why I'm using earplugs, you know. I don't listen to it, I don't hear it, and he missed a couple of shots, maybe his last start on a double, and he let me in, and I took all the chances.
Ray, you're doing this for so many years now. After surviving this match yesterday against Simon Whitlock, sometimes you get dangerous then.
Well, I survived qualifications as well. Mike Sideweg missed two match starts, and suddenly if you survive, suddenly you keep on believing, and maybe you can win the whole thing, you know, why not? I'm now going to take some rest, and I'll be back later on tonight, guys.
We're looking forward to that.
Cheers.
Thank you very much.